Good morning, Manny. I hope you and your wife are having a wonderful morning. It is a gorgeous morning. What I wanted to do is just do a quick video on the BMW X1 on its operating system. That way, if you bring your current BMW in for service and they give you one of these to drive, you'll be familiar with the new iDrive 9, which is different from the iDrive 7 that you were showing me. So I just kind of wanted to go over that with you to show you the tips, the tricks, and the shortcuts and the ease of use in the vehicle. And you probably already know about the kicking feature where you can kick underneath the bottom of the trunk. You just kick under there and it opens and closes. And you saw all that. So let me go ahead and go to the operating system. That's the main thing. And I'll show you some of the buttons and switches and the ease of use. And I won't make this very long, but I definitely wanted to show you this should all be identical to what you were accustomed to in your other BMW with the outside mirrors and the windows and the window lock so nobody can use the windows. Now the 12-way power seat with the lumbar, that's probably all familiar too, so we don't need to go there. The headlights are new LEDs, and if that green light's on, then they automatically come on and off at nighttime. You don't have to do anything, and they steer with the car at nighttime. And the LEDs are 60% brighter than what we have with our adaptive xenons, but the LED light is a soft light, and it doesn't hurt other people's eyes when they're driving towards you. The memory setting for 1 and 2, that should be the same. This does have the upgraded Harman Kardon surround system. When you do start the vehicle, you just press on this start button right here. So you just hit that. To put it in and out of gear, you just the flick of a finger, you just flick that back, it goes right to drive. If you ever need to pass somebody, you just flick it that way, and that puts it in the sports mode. You do your passing, then you just flick it again, and it's back to regular drive. So going like this alternates from drive to sport, like that. Plus, you have this button here that says My Modes, and if you press that My Mode button right here, let me just go ahead. This is all touchscreen. When you press the My Mode button, this comes up. This is your comfort, this is your sport, and this is fuel efficiency right here. For long distance trips, you would run on blue. If you need to be aggressive on US 1 because of traffic and everything, just go to sports. It makes it more nimble. Throttle response is quicker, and it's just a lot more agile. And this is just comfort, relaxful, and peaceful, and smooth shifting. In your speedometer here, you have your speedometer here, and then you also have a digital speedometer here. And this represents what gear you're in. I got my finger in there, and then it wants to focus on my finger. But as you can see, there's a D there and a 0 there. When you start driving, then it'll tell you how fast you're going there. And then you also have the analog speed there too, right to the left of it too. So you have digital and analog. And then over here it tells you the gear. And this is a power meter. You'll see at the top it says power percentage. So if you're running in sports or whatever, it's showing you how much power you're using. Down here is just the outside air temperature, and then also your coolant temperature, which will always be in the middle once the engine warms up. And down here is distance to empty. It's got 419 miles till it runs out of fuel. I'm trying to get my phone back in focus there. And off to the right of that, where it does show that, is the time, right, sitting next to distance to empty. And then the arrow on the fuel pump just represents what side your filler neck is on that little arrow down there in the corner. So let me just zoom back out, zoom back in on the gas pump with a little arrow right there. Okay, and then over here we got our normal turn signals. That's the same as last time. And over here are your wipers. This is a delay. Right here, you just turn that for the delay. I always leave mine all the way up. And then you can leave it with the green light on in automatic mode, then it looks for rain. And of course, you are familiar with the heads-up display, which I don't know if my phone's going to be able to zoom in on that heads up, but it might be able to. But it casts a hologram out in front of you. Now, the major operating system. All right. So this here is your hazards. Okay. This here is for the glove box. Just hit that little button there. It opens and closes the glove box. But you have this glove box right here, and then you have pockets in the sides of the doors as well for all kinds of storage. And I'm going to go ahead and turn my hazards off because I accidentally turned them on. And this is a parking button right here. So if we hit the parking button, P for parking, it brings up your surround view cameras and also your backup camera as well. And if you hit this button here, it will back you out of your parking space. And also, if you turn it on when you're in a parking lot, this button here, it starts searching for parking spots, and it'll ask if you want to park forward or backward, and you just touch it, and it does it with radar and sonar. Perfect every time. Home will be your friend with the new operating system number 9. When you hit home, it gives you all your options. And if you jump into an option, we'll say the weather forecast, and you're done using it, you just hit home. If you jump into the map by touching the map, because it's all touchscreen, it gives you your map. If you want to enter anything into the map, you just touch right here. If you want gas stations, you touch gas station. If you want to find parking spots, you hit P for parking. If you're looking for a park to go relax and have an enjoyable afternoon, hit parks. If you're looking for food, just hit the knife and fork. It'll list all the nice restaurants. And if you hit the little hamburger button, it'll look for the fast food restaurants. And if you hit search, then you just start to type your address. Like mine is 15, my house is 1513 space southwest, and then Escobar, E-S, and I'll probably see it come over here, right there. As soon as I start to spell Escobar Lane, it came right up. Now, if I don't want it, home is my friend, I just hit home, and I'm back to home with all my options. So, and when I jump into any of the options, they're all right here. And then once we got satellite radio, AM, FM, you would just pick what you want. I like the blend. It gives me 60s and 70s music. And you can turn the radio up or down by rolling this, or press down to turn it on or off. And to go to the next radio station if you wanted to, we'll just turn that back up there. You can hit this button here. That'll take you to the next station, or back that way to that. If it's too loud, you roll it down. It's that simple. And then over here are all your settings. So if you needed a setting in the car, you just go ahead, hit this little Rubik's Cube, and this brings you to all your settings. In vehicle settings, you just touch vehicle for vehicle settings. This is your display for your heads-up display, your door lock settings, your driving settings for like blind spot detection and all that, and an interior lighting so you can pick what color you like, maybe blue or purple or green to glow at the ambient glow at nighttime. And then you can open and close your vents right here, and this moves back and forth to adjust your airflow. And then over here is your front and rear defroster. And again, I was in the apps doing settings, so when I'm done doing that, I hit home, because home is my friend. Home gives me all my options. So if I jump into maybe the radio, right, and I go to all channels, and then I find something I like, when I'm done, I just hit home, and home brings me back to all my options. Like this option here, and this option here. The time and the date are right here. My weather forecast is here. And if I want the map, I touch map. And the only thing that's over here is quick links, like your media, what we're listening to on the radio. I'll go all channels, or favorites, or categories, and say I want music, I touch music. And then I pick a channel that I would like to listen to. Telephone is when I hook up your telephone, you just hit TEL for telephone, and NAV is for nav. You just got those three things there. Home is really your friend. You'll mainly be using this, and really all your options, you don't even have to use that because it's all right here on tiles. Think of it as a tile or an app. So weather, home, map, just touch map and enter your address or say your address. If you hit the little microphone right there, then it'll allow you to speak it. Now this is log in because I have to assign a BMW ID to it. Now on your fan down here at the bottom, you just touch fan. And if you want more air, you hit the big fan here, it gives you more air. If you want less air, you hit the little fan right there. And if you want the AC max, you just touch this AC max right there, and then it blows you out of here. It's almost too much. There you are. And again, home is my friend. I can't express home being, it's like the home on your cell phone. When you touch the home, if you opened up an app on your phone, you hit the bottom home button. It brings you back to everything. And if you want a different temperature in the cabin, you just touch here. Plus, you can see everything going up to, I'm up to 80 degrees. Now I keep hitting the minus, and now I'll go back into the 70s, and I'll just leave it at 65 degrees right there. And for the heated seat and steering wheel, you just touch right there, and then you can touch your steering wheel. When you're done using it, just hit the little seat again and it's gone. Touch the weather again, home is my friend. Touch the map, I got a full-size map. It's asking me what I want there. I'll just hit home is my friend. All right, I hope that's helpful. I just didn't want you, I know it can be overwhelming with iDrive 9, but if somebody shows it and shows you everything about it and the way to use it, it actually is pretty simplistic. All right, well, I'm going to end it here. I don't want it to be too long. You take care and have a great morning.